Hey guys, I'm here to announce the winner of the giveaway for the Hidden Arsenal opening, and we'll also kind of talk about a few cards as well since I'm here already. So the winner is Joshy Craft Josh, and left you a message with my email. Just send me your mailing address, and I'll get that sent over to you. So first I wanted to talk about Link Cross. This card's been banned for quite a bit now, I think like maybe 6 to 8 months. It came out of Attorney Code, which, if you don't know, was kind of a short printed set as far as they didn't print a whole lot of it because it was during COVID, kind of similar to how Rise of the Duelist was. Rise of the Duelist, I think, was even worse just because it was so popular, but this set definitely was hard to get a hold of. But this card, when it was seeing play, was like $25 to $30, pretty consistently, maybe more at one point. But now it's been like steadily declining, and it's bottomed out to like $2. And I always recommend picking up cards that are banned, after a period of time when they've kind of hit their bottom. I don't know that this card will go much slower. It could maybe go to $1. But I think this is a great card to have a few copies of laying around just in case it comes off the ban list. But more realistically, as time goes on, this card will get less and less relevant with power creep, and then so people will start to speculate, can this card come back? Not that this card won't be great when it does come back, but I think hype alone generates value here. A good place to look would be like Maxi. Some of these older cards are Masterpiece, where people think, well, if this card came back, it would be good, but not like destroy the meta. Well, I guess Maxi kind of would change things quite a bit, but I think as time goes on, people will think, okay, it's time that this card could come back, and people will start buying it. I think because this is a one of, it's not like Masterpiece or Maxi where you'd have 2 or 3 copies of it. So it probably won't get bought out to like $40 just on speculation alone. It could, but that would take years. But it could definitely be a $10 card where people are speculating to come back from the ban list. So I would keep your eyes on this, maybe pick up a copy or 2. And then next, I kind of wanted to go over the Megatons. If you look back at the 2020 Megatons, we've seen a lot of cards starting to go up quite a bit. One being, off the top of my head, is Borreload Savage Dragon. Couldn't think of it there for a second, but I think it recently spiked up to like $50. It might have settled it back down to like 35, but that card was like $8 to $12 for quite a while. But if you, I don't know why it's pulling some Battles of Relentless. That's weird. But as we look through here, there's not any cards that are like crazy in value other than like Crossout Designator. But compared to the 2020 10s, like we have the over $100 card in there, which is Dragoon. Of course, I still think these are a good pickup, but looking through here, Nadir Servants are great at $6. And Ice Dragon Prisons are also really good at 8. I think those are starting to go up a little bit because those were like around 7. And Zeus was also like around 11. So I think we're kind of getting to the point where these cards are starting to move back up. They've kind of hit their bottoms. Fractals, I would recommend getting the originals, but these look good as well. I think I have these versions and the originals. But really, a bunch of cards in here are pretty good to pick up, especially Parallel Exceed. As far as like some of these cards though that came out of Phantom Rage, a lot of the originals are pretty cheap. So I would recommend picking those up instead. But it's still not bad to get like Omen for $1.20 or get Alpha for $1.50. But other than that, it's like kind of a toss up for some of the ones that got upgraded. I think the original or the reprint is fine. Just depends on what you like. Titanclad's a really good pickup because that will also be a very strong card for Albaz, and it's 50 cents to $1. Those will definitely start to disappear as time moves on. And then any generic cards like these Gravedigger Trap Holes, these were like $15 to $20 for the original print for quite a while. Let's see. Yeah, other than that, I would just like keep your eyes on these cards because they don't move up quickly, but they'll just steadily increase over time as we don't see reprints. For the Zeus, I kind of wanted to talk about the ultimate rare if you're considering picking that up. I will like try to throw some caution because I don't think that it's an investment that will go crazy over time just because it's kind of stuck under the starlight. Any true collector is going to want to go for the starlight, and that's going to be the majority of your collectors. You will have the small niche collectors that are like, well, I want a high rarity version, but I don't want to spend, $300, $400 on the highest rarity. That's like this, like, I guess one of the smaller niches of the market, whereas like you kind of have two groups, which is like the high-end collectors that are going to want to go all the way. And then you also have the majority, which is, I just want to play the card. What's the cheapest version? So I think like ultra rares or secret rares are really good to invest into, just because I don't see it getting reprinted, and the majority of people are going to flock to what's the most available version. And then if you wanted to pick up a case, these are actually pretty cheap as well at 150. The singles at 16 is not terrible, but it's really not that great either. I would want to spend like $10 on a single 10 or 10 to 12. But yeah, these can also sneak up in price. And then next, I wanted to kind of go over Deep Sea Prima Donna. As you probably know, we have a Duelist pack, water pack that's going to be coming out this year. With the delays, I'm not exactly sure when it's going to be coming out, but with a lot of good water support cards, we don't know kind of exactly what we're going to get, if it's going to be more of like water synchro or like water link, but I imagine there's probably going to be a little bit of both, or even just some water extenders in general. And this is a card that's really good with Deep Sea and Atlanteans. If you don't know it, basically with the is it the deep sea cards, they basically banish a card out of your opponent's hand on your turn to do various effects, and then when you special summon this, you can add one of those banished cards back to their hand, which it doesn't really matter because it's going to go back to their hand anyways at the end of the turn. And then you can special summon a level 4 lower water monster from your deck, and it doesn't negate that monster's effect either. So it's a really good card to kind of extend your plays. And the only reprint it has is a common, which is, I guess, for budget players nice, but at a dollar price point for this, I think that it's a really good pickup. I have mine because I have a water deck put together, which is like Atlantean Deep Sea, kind of with your Sark to kind of extend. But this is definitely like an insane card for Deep Sea and Atlantean in general. So I would pick these up if you can. I don't know if there's a ton of stacks available, but I did notice that there's a bunch that are like 2 to 5 copies. That's plenty. You don't need to like buy 100 copies of this or anything, but having like a play set would be ideal in my opinion. Other than that, I kind of wanted to bring up if anybody would be interested in deck profiles. I kind of have a lot of decks rolling around. Sorry about that. Someone was calling me. Also kind of go through like a lot of test builds like online. So I think if people would be interested, I would not mind kind of going through deck profiles and assessing the strengths and weaknesses of those decks, and then also whether I think that it's a good investment to play, and then also kind of what the deck's more geared for. Is it more casual, rogue, or is it like competitive or ultra competitive? But up to you. You guys let me know down in the comment section if that's something that would interest you. But other than that, have a good day, and I will see you probably next week because I'm going to be gone this weekend. But thanks for watching.